Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I haven't posted in about, actually I don't even know how long I've posted it. It's been a while, so um, I'm back at it. But in that time, what have I been up to? Um, I have sort of been playing around with some ideas in terms of what I want to do and what directions I want to go in terms of like my journey. And I think for a while there, I was trying to focus on sort of like a web development project or sort of like a startup idea or something like that. And that's where, if you remember from my last video, um, that's where the sort of fantasy puck lab idea was like in the realm of. Um, Sort of like working on that and try and develop some income streams from that. But since then, I sort of fallen off that horse a little bit. I've still worked on Fantasy Puck Lab. I did actually transition it from like a vanilla HTML, JavaScript, and CSS website to a Next.js website. I'm still working on features to improve it, and it's going to be a longer term project. One of the features that I'm currently working on is the ability to send like text notifications to anyone who signs up and registers with um, each day's starting goalies. So I know for me, an issue in fantasy hockey has been like um, I, I sometimes miss the boat on starting the right goalies if they're not starting that day and another goalie who's usually like not playing is playing that day. So um, yeah, that's the feature I'm currently working on. Um, and it's been a little bit of a challenge because the NHL API is not really open sourced. So it's a lot of sort of complications there dealing with that. But yeah, the idea is essentially to send notifications whenever the starting goalies are available, just as a reminder to people in fantasy leagues to set their goalies. Um, yeah, so I'm still working on that. I had to transition to um, a different sort of technology to do that, just because some of the capabilities would have been way more complicated to do in vanilla JavaScript as opposed to Next.js or some other. And honestly, I don't know. I sort of regret switching to Next.js. It does feel like a little bit over engineered for what I need right now. Um, so I don't know. I'm playing around with the idea of sort of transitioning back or finding an alternative solution. Um, so we'll see what comes of that. But I am still working on that. Um, in addition to that, I've started developing a game with a good friend of mine or that I'm actually very interested in. It does have elements of like sports involved as well as like rogue-like deck building connection. So trying to like merge the sort of sports sim and rogue-like deck building. And that's honestly been taking up most of my free time or time that I would spend on projects. Um, so yeah, I'm actually very excited about that. I've never created a game before, but it's always been an interest of mine and always been something that like I yeah, I guess I've had some level of passion for. I've always enjoyed games. Um, so yeah, that's sort of like what I'm like really focused on right now, and I have sort of that fire in my gut to work on, which to me is like a really great feeling. Um, it's yeah, it's just like it's nice to feel passionate about something and to have this drive to always want to be working on it and to be improving it. Um, so yeah, that's what I've been sort of like working on. I don't have anything to show in that respect. Like we have been developing a few things. Things are created, but I'm not at the point where I think I'm ready to show any of that to the public. But at some point we will, and I think there's uh, an idea that we want to get like a core gameplay loop figured out, and then sort of iterate on that through play testing and sending it out to friends and um, people who are interested. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Uh, in terms of what is next for this channel, I know I'm sort of all over the place right now. I'm trying to figure out a direction. Um, and I think with this game that I've been working on, I think that is probably the direction that I am going to try and go in. So with that, I think I'm going to post videos related to the game development um, uh, and sort of other things in that realm. So for example, one of my ideas is that um, as someone who is not a game developer, and I do play a good, I have played historically a lot of games, but I obviously don't know everything that's out there, and I don't know everything that's um, out there and what's done in the sort of genre that we're building in. So it would be like a roguelike deck building with sports um, sports simulation sort of ties. So I think I'm going to use this channel a little bit as a way to um, play games in those types of genres, roguelikes, roguelike deck builders, sports sims, anything that I can sort of tie to that niche, that genre. Um, I think I'll be posting, and I think for me it's going to be a useful experiment um, and useful knowledge just to um, sort of get a sense of what's out there and how other games are solving problems, get some inspiration from other games, just gaining general knowledge in the space and how things are done, and to see like what types of things I generally enjoy or what I generally find interesting or find fun, and how we can implement that into the game that my friend and I are developing. Um, so with that being said, I really want to set a goal and like almost as like an accountability measure for myself, where I want to post one video a week for the next month. I don't want to do anything more than that. I don't want to commit to anything more than that because I am so bad sometimes at keeping my commitments. I'm all over the place. Um, so yeah, I am going to commit to posting one video a week for a month. Those videos could look like something different every time, basically. Um, Maybe it's like me playing a game. Maybe it's me doing one of these. Uh, at the end of the day, my goal is to post one video per week for a month, just to gain a little bit of momentum, gain a little bit of comfortability back into creating videos, and yeah, sort of get back into the YouTube space a little bit. So that's all I had to say. It did run a little bit longer than I expected it to, but I hope everyone has had a good time since the last video I posted, and I hope to talk to everyone again soon. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.